Society often molds us into predefined roles, shaping our thoughts, desires, and even our perception of ourselves. Yet within each of us lies a yearning for deeper meaning, a desire to connect with our authentic selves. This longing calls for solitude, a sacred space for self-exploration. By withdrawing from the constant noise and distractions of the world, we can embark on a journey of introspection. In isolation, we can question the beliefs and values that have been imposed upon us, allowing us to discover our own truth. Solitude offers us the freedom to escape the pressures of conformity, providing fertile ground for self-discovery. As we detach from the external influences that often cloud our judgment, we can find clarity and understanding of our true essence. It is through this solitude that we learn to listen to the whispers of our soul. By turning inward, we confront our deepest fears and desires, gaining the courage to explore the uncharted territories of our being. How this journey may at times make us feel disconnected from others, it is essential to remember that being alone does not equate to loneliness. It is an opportunity to cultivate meaningful connections, aligning ourselves with those who support our growth. We walk this solitary path, we may realize that our interests and priorities diverge from those of society. Yet this detachment is not a cause for concern. It signifies the evolution of our consciousness as we prioritize the pursuit of truth over superficial matters. In the silence of solitude, we find solace. Here we can observe our thoughts and emotions without judgment, recognize patterns in our behavior, and gain profound insight into the root causes of our worries and fears. By dedicating time to ourselves, we gain self-knowledge, an understanding that goes beyond our preconceived notions of who we are. Solitude allows us to shed fixed views and open our minds to new ideas and perspectives. Solitude provides us with a precious opportunity to explore the depths of our inner thoughts, emotions. We come face to face with our fears, insecurities, and unresolved traumas. It is in this confrontation that we find the key to our healing and growth. Through self-reflection, meditation, or other therapeutic practices, we gain a deeper understanding of the root causes of our emotional patterns and behaviors. As we journey further within ourselves, we begin to connect with our true desires and aspirations. Solitude grants us the space to envision our desired future and align our actions with our inner calling. It is in these moments of stillness that we tap into our inner guidance, our intuition. By listening to the whispers of our soul, we gain a profound sense of direction, guiding us towards a life that is authentic and aligned with our deepest values. Through the introspection offered by solitude, we cultivate a greater sense of self-empowerment. We recognize that we hold the power to shape our reality and create the life we truly desire. So, dear seeker, do not fear the solitude that your spiritual journey requires. Embrace it as a sacred gift, a pathway to self-discovery, healing, and the realization of your true essence. Allow the silence to speak, and let the wisdom within guide you towards a life of fulfillment and purpose. As we continue our spiritual journey, we encounter the profound power of empathy and the importance of setting boundaries to protect our energy. Solitude becomes a sanctuary where we learn to navigate these aspects of our empathic nature. Being empathic means having a heightened sensitivity to the emotions and energies of others. While this gift allows us to connect deeply with those around us, it also presents challenges that can drain our own vital energy. In a world filled with constant noise and stimulation, the empathic soul often struggles to distinguish their own emotions from those of others. This can lead to emotional exhaustion, a sense of being overwhelmed, and the loss of our own sense of self. Solitude acts as a healing balm for the empathic heart. It provides a respite from the constant influx of external energies, allowing us to reconnect with our own emotions and reclaim our personal energy. In the gentle embrace of solitude, we learn to set healthy boundaries with toxic relationships that drain our energy. We realize that it is not selfish to prioritize our own well-being. It is an act of self-love and self-preservation. Being alone grants us the space to replenish and nurture our energy reserves. We engage in self-care practices that restore balance and vitality, recognizing that by honoring ourselves, we can show up more fully for others. So allow it to be the refuge where you find balance and replenishment. By setting boundaries and reclaiming your energy, you honor your own divine essence and contribute to the healing of the world. On our spiritual journey, we come to understand that the hardships and isolation we experience are not random, but part of a greater purpose. We are chosen, and solitude becomes a sacred space where we can create the life we desire. The path of the spiritual seeker is not always easy. It may be filled with challenges, setbacks, and enemies, of which the most fearsome will be your ego. Solitude is a battleground where the ego emerges as a formidable opponent. The ego, driven by fear and attachment, resists being alone and seeks validation from external sources. It fears the stillness and introspection that solitude brings, for it exposes the illusions and limitations of the egoic self. Yet, it is precisely in the face of the ego's resistance that our greatest growth lies. In solitude, we confront the ego and its tricks, unraveling its grip on our thoughts and emotions. We learn to detach ourselves from the ego's constant need for external validation and instead turn inward for guidance and affirmation. As we embrace solitude, we recognize that the ego is not our true essence. We discover that our authentic self is beyond the limitations of the ego, and in this realization, we find liberation. Solitude becomes a sacred space where we can transcend the ego's limitations and reconnect with our higher self, our divine essence. Always trust in the journey and know that you are guided and supported every step of the way. It's natural to wonder if we will ever emerge from the cloak of loneliness that envelops us. But rest assured, dear friends, for this phase of isolation is not eternal. Just as the moon waxes and wanes, our journey through solitude is a cyclical process, leading us back to the embrace of connection and community. When the time is right, we emerge from solitude, carrying the wisdom and insights gained from our solitary pilgrimage. We will build a tribe of kindred souls who appreciate us for who we truly are, celebrating our unique journey and embracing our spiritual essence. In their presence, we will experience the joy of being seen, heard, and understood.